Hey, hi everyone. So in this video, we will be learning about the some of the methods of the thread. Okay. So in the last session, we learned about the set name, the methods of set name, and we learned the get name. Okay, and we learned suspend method. Okay, okay, and we learned run method, and we learned start method. So these are the methods we have seen. Okay, so now in this session we will be learning uh, resume method. It's one of the method of um, thread, and we have the stop method, which will be stopping the execution of a thread. Okay, and we will be also seeing the wait method. Okay, which will be taking some milliseconds as a parameter. Okay, fine. So let's see this. Then we'll see the other concepts. Okay. So first, let's discuss the resume method. What exactly resume method? So this resume method is used for bringing the suspended thread from waiting state to ready state. See, last time what we did it when we discuss suspend method, when what I said, when I call suspend method, the thread will be entering into the waiting state. From there, if you want to bring the thread back to the resume state, you have to call the resume method. Okay, so and one more concept also, one more note also I said, like when the method, when we are calling the suspend method, the thread will be going to the waiting state. So before it is going to the waiting state, it used to copy the data into the PCB, right? PCB or JCB. Okay. Okay. So in this, it is copying the data. So once it is resumed, it will be start copying the data, the partial data from the PCB, and it will start from there. Okay. Fine. So now got it right. Why we are using this resume method? In order to in order to start the stopped threads and start continuing the execution from where it stopped. So we will be using this resume method. Okay. So then the next method we have the stop method. Okay. Stop method. So stop method. This method is used to stop the execution of the currently executing thread. Okay, if a thread is executing and if you want to stop the thread, okay, so we can call the stop method. Okay, the thread will be entering into the waiting state. Okay. Okay, fine. So again, if you want to start re- again, if you want to restart it, okay, you have to call the resume method. The only the thing over here is when you call the resume method, it will start the thread. It will start the job from the first. Okay. So here, over here, when you call the suspend method, it will be partially storing the result into the PCB. Okay, and it is going to the waiting state. Over here, when you call the stop method, so it will not store the partial result into the PCB or JCB. What it will do is it will directly go to the waiting state. When you call resume again, after when you call resume again, so it will start from the first. Okay, got it. So it's better to use suspend over the stop. Fine. So now we have one more method which will be taking one more method that is long, which will be taking the milliseconds as a parameter. Let's say if you want to stop, for example, if you have a requirement, I want to stop the thread execution for let's say 5 seconds. Okay, so then you have to give that time over here, 5 seconds in the sense 5,000 milliseconds. Okay, so 1 second is equals to 1,000 millisecond. 5,000 5 seconds equals to 5,000 milliseconds. Okay, call. Oh, okay, cool, right? So understood, right? When we have to use which one? So if you want to suspend the thread and the thread will be going to the waiting state by copying that partial result into the PCB. And when you call resume method, you'll be partially like you what where you have stopped the thread execution, from there it will be resuming up. And when you are using, instead of like suspend method, when you are using stop method, what it will do is it will stop the thread execution. But when you call resume method, it will restart the thread execution from scratch again. Okay. And let's say if you want to if you want to stop the thread for some milliseconds, okay, some 5 seconds or 10 seconds, okay, so at that time what you have to do is you have to mention the time inside the wait method. So you'll be using the wait method if you want to start the thread for some milliseconds or some seconds. Okay. So you can stop for 1 hour as well. You have to give the value over here. Okay, in terms of milliseconds only, you have to provide the value. Okay, any doubts now? Now let's see the other methods. We have the, as of now, what we have discussed. These are what we have discussed. Uh, as of now, what are the methods we have discussed? All these methods are non-static methods. So there are static methods also there in the thread class. So we will be discussing that methods as well. So the first static method, we have a sleep, and it will take the long milliseconds as a parameter. Long milliseconds as a parameter. This method throws interrupted exception. Interrupted exception. So I'm not writing the complete name. Interrupted exception. I'll write it. Interrupted exception. So this method, the sleep method, is used if the is used, if you want to let's say I can say that um again, this sleep method is also used for making the thread to go for the waiting state. Okay. If sleep time is over, so the thread will be again coming from the waiting state to ready state. Okay, so both will be fine, but the over here it will not throws any exception. Wait method, the sleep method will be throwing the interrupted exception. Okay, so let's say for example, you're making a call something like this. For example, thread.sleep of thread.sleep of, let's say, 1 millisecond. 1 second I want to make the thread to sleep. So I'll say thread.sleep of 1000. So if I want to make the thread to sleep for 5 seconds, I'll say 5000. If I want to make the thread to sleep for 10 seconds, I'll say 10,000. Okay, so fine. So sleep method is used to kind of make the thread to go for the waiting state for the given amount of time. And if there is kind of like if you are if something goes wrong, this method will throws the interrupted exception. Okay, so there is a one more method which will be returning a thread actually. So this is the method which will be returning the thread, currently executing thread. So here current thread which will be returning the currently executing thread. So it is a static method. You should call with respect to class name. So what is the class name? Thread is the class name. Okay, fine. So again, what I'm trying to say is that current thread is used to used to give the currently executing thread to the whoever making a call to the current thread. Okay, so you will be getting the thread. Okay, currently executing thread. Okay, fine. So this method will not throw any exception, but let's see an example of this method as well. For example, let's say thread dot current thread. What it will do is it will give the currently executing thread. Thread d1 equal to thread dot current thread. Okay, so we have discussed this current thread, right? Then we have discussed in at the start of our thread class. We have said Like we have the different ways to create an object of thread class. One is using the new keyword, the other one using the, you know, the other one is using the current, using the factory method, which is nothing but our current thread. Okay. So this is the method we are using. Okay. Fine. Any doubts? Wait is an scenario actually. So let's say there is a online food delivery system. So where drivers delivers the orders and staff prepare foods. Okay. So let's use the sleep and wait. Okay. Um, let's see where the sleep and wait will be fit in. Okay. So let's see that. Let's create a class. Okay. Um, okay. Let's say delivery guy, or you can say delivery driver. Okay. And I'll give it as a delivery guy. Delivery guy. Let's rename it. Okay. So let's write a scenario. Let's write a scenario over here. We have a online delivery system. So let's imagine, imagine we have an online delivery system where drivers, okay, deliver the orders and kitchen staff will prepare the order. And let me write down, kitchen staff will be preparing the will prepare the order. Okay, fine. So let's see. Mm, okay, so we have a delivery guy. So, and this delivery guy class is extending threads, thread class. And here we will be overriding a run method of thread class. So we'll say this public void. I'll say delivery in 30 minutes. Okay, let's say, okay, let me give this delivery in 30 minutes in run method, public void run. Inside this, we are creating a method which is calling this delivery in 30 minutes. Third, something here. Okay, it's already taken this. Cool. Now, let me create this delivery in 30 minutes. Oh my goodness. Just give me a minute. I'll be back. Just give me a minute. 30 minutes. I'll write a simple statements actually. Okay, so delivery in 30 minutes. So I will say system.println and I'll write a message like, okay. So the driver took the parcel. And he is on the way. Your parcel will be dispatched soon. Your parcel, your food, that's fine. Your food parcel will be dispatched soon. Cool. So now what I'll do is I'll make this thread to sleep. I'll call thread dot sleep. Okay, unnecessary. I have given 30 minutes. I have to give. I can't wait for 30 minutes. I'll say delivery in 5 minutes. So we can manage 5 minutes. So let's calculate 5 minutes. So 5 seconds, the 5,000, 50,000. Yep. And this sleep method will throws the interrupted exception. Will throws interrupted exception. Either you can write try and catch block or directly you can throw it. Let me write the try and catch block. Let me enclose this entire thing, this particular statement, and try log, and we should write the appropriate catch block. I'll write interrupted exception, IE. And so here, if you want to display anything, so you can use and stack trace, or you can use the normal sysout statement. Okay, so once it is like once it is done, okay, now what you have to do is you'll be writing a mail. Okay, so he's taking 5 minutes, right? So he's taking 5 minutes to deliver your order. Okay, so after once it is delivered, so like you should write a message, right? Okay, deliver is successful, or delivery guy or driver at the doorstep. Okay, and deliver delivered the food delivered the food. Okay, so fine. So let's check our code once. Okay, so first what we did is we have created a delivery guy, and which is extending the thread, and we are writing the simple implementation method, that is delivery in 5 minutes, and we have written a simple sysout, and we are making the thread to sleep for like 5 minutes. Then after 5 minutes, you're saying that like driver at the doorstep, you can write please accept the delivery, please accept the delivery, accept the food, deliver food, and then we can say that delivered the food successfully. Yeah, successfully. Okay, so so let's go and create a class. So let me create a client application. So I'll say this delivery client app, or you can give the Zomato client app as well. There's no problem in it. And now what I'll do is I'll write a main method. Okay, so I'll create a delivery driver. That's what, right? Drive. Okay, delivery guy. Okay, delivery guy. I'll say delivery guy to new delivery guy, and we have appointed the delivery guy, and we are like making him to um, making him to um, dispatch the food at your doorstep. In 5 minutes, he'll be doing that. Okay, so it's fine. Let's run this one. Okay, so let's run. Let's see the output. It will take 5 minutes. The driver took the parcel and it is on the way to on the way. Your food parcel will be dispatched soon. So it will take time actually to 5 minutes. Yeah, you got it right. Okay. So here what we have done, we have created a class which is extending the thread. Okay, now we are overriding the run method of the thread class. Inside the run method, we are giving we are creating a we are like creating a method Okay, we are writing a logic. We are making a we are creating a method to execute that method, and we are writing the implementation for that method over here. Okay. So inside the implementation, what we have done, we said that the driver took the parcel and is on the way to your, to deliver your parcel. So he's taking, 5 milliseconds or five, kind of like, 5 seconds or 5,000 milliseconds are also we can mention it, which is nothing but 5 minutes. Okay. So after waiting for 5 minutes, so the parcel will be delivered at your doorstep, and so once it is successful, you will be getting a delivered successful message. Cool. Fine, right? Yeah. Yeah. So over here, what I'll do is instead of this sysout, what I'll do like I'll change the sysout over here. I'll say uh, restaurant acceptable.